Everybody.
Hey, what's going on? It's me, and we're doing it again. Those that tuned in for the first part of this, uh, well, we're back.
Yeah, thanks for coming back, folks.
Um, Hopefully, people that we're watching are back watching.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, we took a couple of weeks off. A lot of shit going on in the world. Uh, didn't feel appropriate to talk about grown men in underwear attending the title, but I think people are ready to have a couple of laughs, maybe watch something dumb.
Yeah.
And we are both dumb,
Mm-hmm.
and so is the wacky world of pro wrestling, especially 1998 WCW. Uh, just post the height of their powers.
Yes.
Back 98 Starcade. They're probably a year past their peak, their biggest pay per view of all time, which was 97 Starcade.
Mm-hmm.
Sting Hogan match that they managed to fuck up beyond all recognition.
Oh, and it was such a money match too. There was no way they should have fucked that up.
They fucked the entire pay per view
Whole
up.
thing. Yeah.
You know, Bischoff, my friend,
Mm-hmm.
Eric Bischoff, uh, has taken accountability for that, but they really booked themselves into a corner
Mm-hmm.
in '97. Uh, but man, you know, all they needed to do was have Sting over clean,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was just like it was the easiest thing.
Yeah. It would be like fucking up Hogan versus Andre and having like three run-ins and none of them are the Heenan family
Right.
and like have like Ric Flair show up for no good reason. Like,
I mean, I think a lot of it is they had Bret Hart coming in, and they have this big power player, and they're like, well, we got to use him. This is the biggest show of the year.
right.
And it's just like, well, if you're gonna use them, book him into something.
Well, they did. Remember, he was a referee for the kickboxing match between Bischoff and Zabisco.
Right.
Just like hell of a debut. Like, do you remember that too? Because they stuffed a metal thing. It looked like metal into Bischoff's foot pad, and when he kicked Zabisco, it went flying into the crowd.
Right. I'm sure lawsuit, like Ted Turner's watching that thing fly.
Yeah.
Going, like, please don't hit a little kid in the face.
Right. But then, like the whole thing that like the thing was booked around him cheating. There's no evidence of it now. So now Brett looks incompetent.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, you got the biggest star, or at least one of them, coming from your rival promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Book him into a match.
Yeah.
You know.
I would say hold him off and have him come out during Sting's celebration and ruin that.
Right.
And book it around Sting versus Brett for the next 4 months.
Right.
Give Hogan some time off, and then Hogan come back and stuff like that. But they shot the bed 6 ways from Sunday instead.
Yeah, the whole thing was an abject failure.
Yeah.
So the match we're gonna watch is the year after that.
Yeah.
Starcade '98, and at this point, WWF was, if not surpassing them in ratings, they were hot on their heels.
Yeah.
Because they had just a white hot Stone Cold Steve Austin at this time.
Yep.
And
And he had good heater matches.
started chugging.
Yep. And then I remember in WCW they kept screwing up with the Sting Hogan thing. Hogan ends up with the belt back, and then Goldberg is ascendant.
Right.
And
The Rockets Goldberg.
yeah. And if I recall correctly, it was the summer of '98, and Goldberg's streak was like it's at first it started legit because they started calling the aftermags and Meltzer to see how many matches he'd won, and then they just start tacking stuff on. But he'd won the U.S. title on his 75th match, and then they had a Georgia Dome booking where, and what it was, if I recall correctly, they had lost their first time. I think like the 83 weeks came to an end right around that time, and WWF got out ahead of them, and so they were like, well, we're going to grab that back, and they booked Hogan, Goldberg, and they booked it on Thunder. Like they announced it on Thunder for the following Nitro, so they gave away that match for free, so they could get the ratings back.
I remember there was one point where uh, they just were having Goldberg clean out the division on Nitro.
Mm-hmm.
They could have had big money with Goldberg and Giant,
Mm-hmm.
and they had him squash the Giant on Nitro.
I know. Yeah.
What are you doing?
Like have him be actually vulnerable for once.
Right, and one of the, you're looking at that roster and you're like, okay, there's maybe 4 guys, 5 guys that he can make money with.
Right.
And they're just having to beat these guys on Nitro.
For free.
What are you doing?
Oh yeah. These could have been good build-ups. You could have still had him win or had it go no contest or you got to get through my friends first. Like he could have cleaned out different stables to get to the head stable guy.
Yeah, at that point, WCW's booking, they were so short-sighted. They just kept trying to pop a rating.
Yeah.
And, so they didn't build anything with anybody.
Yep.
That last year that Bischoff was running things, just you could smell the desperation.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being where Goldberg runs through unofficially, how many was it?
It was 106 was his victory over Hogan. That was number 106.
Okay.
Yeah. So, which again, book it right and make it number 100. Right? Or make it 150 or something like that. But the other thing is, after he beats Hogan, literally his next opponent was Mr. Perfect. Like then, and that was the biggest problem, is he had no heels to go against after that were in any way compelling. So it was just him continuing the streak, but now he's got the belt.
Were you a big Goldberg guy?
At first I was. I really liked him when he beat Raven. Like I was still into him when he was US champ. I thought that was really cool. And then I kind of like when he got booked against Hogan, I was like, that's it. I remember thinking, oh, that's too soon. And I was still a big mark for WCW. Like,
yeah, me too. I was fully I was around the Goldberg era.
mm-hmm.
I was still 60-40 WCW.
Oh yeah, I didn't like Stone Cold, to be honest. Like looking back, he's a hell of a mic, but he had 4 moves. Like I never really liked brawlers.
Right. Yeah, I love Stone Cold.
Yeah.
I was just always looking back.
Sure. Yeah, I didn't like anybody that they had on top in WWF, and so WCW was more where I liked it. Oh, Johnny, we lost your audio. Can't hear you, buddy. Oh, there, you're back.
Okay, yeah, my internet said it was unstable.
Ah.
I don't know why I can stream 4K, but I'm just looking at my friend and like it looks like an old VHS and they can't.
It's got the wobble.
What I was saying was I love Terry Funk because he's mean.
Right.
I always like mean dudes.
Okay.
Stone Cold, I love them because he's mean. But yeah, I went from being like 90% WCW.
Mm-hmm.
I was right around the Goldberg streak era. I was starting to turn, but I still had some brand loyalty.
Yep.
I was a huge NWO mark.
Okay.
I loved that angle. I thought that angle was so great, and I loved Hall and Nash, and I loved X-Pac when he was in there.
X-Pac was fun.
Stretch out is when they started losing me.
Yeah.
And now when we're talking about late '98, Goldberg on this streak. At this point, Nash and Hall they're in a feud.
Right.
I think Nash at this point is NWO Wolfpack.
Yeah.
And Scott Hall might have been.
He was black and white.
Was he? He did that thing where he had the lone wolf.
He did. So he was black and white because he turned on Hall during a match with Sting and the Giant going for the tag titles against Nash and Hall. Hall turns on Nash. It goes to Sting and the Giant. The Giant then beats the shit out of Sting. and then Hall stays with the Giant, and they go back to black and white, and then Wolfpack recruits Sting, so you have Sunburn Sting the whole time.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah,
When Sting joined the NWO,
it was yeah.
I was like, man, what's going? I'll watch the headbangers.
Yeah. See, and what I loved about that era, most of it, was like the NWO was kind of cool, but ultimately I got tired of it pretty quick. But what I loved about the WCW was the first 2 hours. Because you'd have like little bits of NWO in there, but you had some solid cruiserweight matches. You had some amazing undercard matches that were really, really good. And the undercard was where it was at. And I thought it was way stronger than WWF. But
Yeah, I started really hating it when they kind of went away from those good undercard matches.
yeah,
Started seeing Persona Kea, just trite bullshit with guys who couldn't work that much.
yeah.
A nightmare. But um, so we're here. So what were your thoughts on Nash?
So Nash,
Kevin Nash versus Goldberg. That
I
was the match we're gonna watch. 98 stars.
now at this point I started to become more of a smart mark. I started to follow stuff on the internet because I worked at a junior college at night, so I was on the internet reading all kinds of stuff. Um, so Nash at this point, if I recall correctly, he had the book and he had a rep for being backstage a political guy and really just putting himself over. And I liked Nash's mic work,
Yeah, for sure.
but I also never liked that, or how to put this. I liked his mic work. He was really articulate and really good about saying stuff. But anytime he would confront somebody, they would come out and they'd call him out, and he'd do the, and he'd mock them instead of show any kind of fire of any kind, whether he's backing down or stepping up. Like the only times I liked him is like early in the W or in the NWO storyline, there was a little bit of a tease about him and Hogan not liking each other, and Hogan went right up to him and he's like, you better watch your back because I'll shoot you right between the eyes. And I was like, oh damn, that's good. But he would hardly ever do that. It was like he was phoning it in. His work in the ring was 3 moves, and frankly, unless he had, okay, maybe. But the yep, the this and the elbow, yeah, yeah, Eh, there you go. But I liked his match with Scott Hall. Um, the one where he basically took the count out instead. I liked it. It had a lot of good emotionality, but unless you had a good story behind a match and somebody who could work, I didn't like Kevin Nash's work very much.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Nash is all about attitude, and
Yeah,
I do get what you mean with that his promo style where uh, he was so preoccupied with looking cool,
yeah,
and he never got any real like emotional connection to it.
yeah.
Um, oh, we should watch this match. It's 18 minutes long,
Oh shoot, yeah, we should get into it then.
so
So,
we should definitely watch it. Are we going from the network, or are we gonna go YouTube?
I'm happy either way. What do you want?
I have YouTube up right now.
Okay, I'll bring up the YouTube.
So you guys at home, you can either just YouTube search WCW Starrcade 1998 Goldberg versus Kevin Nash. It'll be the first thing that comes up.
If you turn up the audio, it's going to be in French.
It's going to be French, which we're really trying to do our outreach to our French audience. There's got to be somebody out there in France.
Hey, vive la résistance, you know?
That watches this.
Yeah.
So it's 18 minutes and 49-second match.
Mm-hmm.
And
If
you have it queued up?
yeah, if you're watching on the network, basically we're gonna say go, and then you need to wait about 8 seconds for us. If you're on the YouTube, we can just say go, and we can just let it fly. Am I right?
Sounds good.
All right. So 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
All right. So I will tell you folks when in the network you should just jump down to that menu, and I'll let you know when to hit that.
It looks like a pretty good house.
Very hot house. Look at this screen back there. Oh, Kevin Nash is coming out.
Great look, Nash.
Always, always. Little lazy on the dye job sometimes, but I didn't mind that. I really didn't. And the guy's just got phenomenal genetics.
What a great body.
Yeah.
Huge.
Have you seen those pictures of him rehabbing his knee?
No.
Like, go check it out on Twitter if you get a chance. There's a picture of him pre-surgery and then a year post-surgery or so, and
Okay.
it is stark. You're like, damn, that dude, because he's 7 feet tall. Like he was walking around on that bad wheel, and that's one of the reasons that he didn't work very well. By the way, is because God, look how tiny that ring is. It looks like the AWA toy ring that I had.
The ring is very small.
Yeah, it's 18 by 18 if I recall. So, which the WWF ring is 20 by 20. But see, here he's got a story, and so he is compelling.
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And this is a big match. And
Yeah.
it feels like a big match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has a stake in it, therefore, you know. So now we're getting to the Goldberg entrance. So if you're watching along on the network, scrub forward to the Goldberg entrance. Got Goldberg for president. This is right after Jesse Ventura became president or not president, governor in Minnesota. So
The weirdest part is that I think I prefer Goldberg.
in this match, oh yeah, no, definitely. So now, what was the story behind his entrance coming from all the way back here? I never liked this part. I always liked when they would just keep it on the stage and he would come through. So why did they start doing it from behind?
I don't know. I think it's some way to build drama.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate it too. It just made everything last too long.
Yeah.
Security guards. Like, okay, if you're such a badass, why do you need 18 security guards?
Right. I heard somebody once say that it was to keep them from to keep him from hurting others, and I'm like, well, this reminds me of the backstage scene from Spinal Tap, quite honestly.
Yeah, it looks it's so corny.
Yeah, and WWF was doing it too on occasion. But it's like, don't show me somebody going to gorilla like that. That doesn't work. Jeez. So yeah, we're like 3 minutes and 15 seconds into it now, and he's still walking around backstage.
Yeah, I mean, he's just now getting to gorilla. So,
Right.
So here he is. Also, almost hits his head on the star cable.
Yep.
He's about to inhale some carcinogens, and I'm sure aren't going to. Might explain why he couldn't get the Undertaker up for a fucking
Yeah. Although I put that partly on Undertaker as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I liked this part of the entrance too.
It was cool.
It was. Yeah.
He looks. This had to be painful.
Yeah. Did you ever have one of those wind-up sparkly toys where like it was Godzilla and it would shoot sparks?
Yeah.
That shit stung.
Yeah, you're just getting fired on by
Yeah.
50,000 of those Godzilla sparklers.
Yeah.
What a great belt.
Yeah.
W World Heavyweight Championship belt.
This is the 10 pounds of gold belt, right?
Just fucking iconic.
Yeah. Yeah. And on his body, it looks really good too.
It's big.
It's squared. Yeah.
Dope, dude. It looks like jewelry.
God, look how hazy it is there.
Yeah, that smoke is gonna continue. Like, I think they're probably 5 minutes into the match. That smoke's still.
Good Lord. Why? Like, turn on the whole house fan, So bell to bell, this match isn't that long.
Swamp cooler,
Yeah, something. Goldberg comes out and he's not all that wet either, and I always kind of liked it when a wrestler came out soaking.
Yeah, he looks dry.
Yeah.
You always knew all the stoners in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You always knew the stoners because everybody else would be sweating.
Yeah.
And then, like, Sam Perkins would come out and he'd just be dry. It's like, that guy is smoking hella pot. Right.
That's crazy. God, look how tiny that ring is. It looks like a 16-foot travel ring.
Especially when you got these two just ginormous dudes.
Behemoths, yeah. Like, how could you pin a guy in the middle of the ring and have him not reach the ropes?
Right.
You know?
Right. Especially with Nash.
Right.
You know.
I wonder if some of this is just because of the compression that you see on the YouTube.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so.
Hmm.
I think that ring was hella small.
Yeah. There's Kevin Nash with his, I believe it was called the Turkish Wolf.
Yeah. The Turkish throwing out the. Oh, and then Goldberg's like, oh yeah, get this. I'll stand on the second row.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Okay, you think you're bad?
Who do you think called this match?
You know what? I bet it was 1,000% choreographed.
Yeah.
I bet every single interaction in this match
Yeah.
was thought out before time.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, I would say you'd have to let Nash call it because Goldberg's so green.
Yeah. Again, good job playing the frustration. I mean, Nash is being billed as a powerhouse, and everybody knows that Goldberg is huge.
Yeah, Goldberg's just jacked to the moon.
Yeah. So he powers Nash into the corner, and now we've got the readjustment. Here we are, 6 minutes and 50 seconds into it. So it's really not a long match. It's just a long presentation of the match.
Right.
So, and then tie up. Nash showing, God, look at those arms. Nash showing off the guns with the headlock, which is interesting because Goldberg does not take a headlock well.
No.
He's
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
Goldberg was trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he looked amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
That power.
Yeah. And now I like this because he tried to shoot Nash to the corner and Nash held on. Which, again, if Goldberg was lower, you would have seen more drama. But his solution was to pick up Nash and just toss him. And Nash has to take a powder now.
Yeah, and you know, Nash is a big dude. A legit 6'10".
Yup.
I think they build him like 325. He's probably actually close to 300 pounds.
Oh, yeah. And by this point, he'd had over 20 surgeries on his knees, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, Nash has never exactly been in the greatest of health.
No.
Nash also famous for not showing up to a show because he had a heart attack.
Yeah. Now, he has a family congenital condition. Like, his dad died early. And Nash was getting palpitations, according to Nash. Yeah, he no-showed when he was supposed to do the favors for the Giant. And it's kind of one of those, like, what can you do?
Nash is never, you know, talked about as being so strong, but man, he would powerbomb the Giant.
Mm-hmm.
He would drop the Giant right on his head.
And I think that's the Giant's fault. Like, I've watched that, and the Giant kind of got panicked. Instead of flat backing, he moved when he shouldn't have. Ultimately, yeah, and he ended up crushing down on his neck.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't break his neck.
Oh, very much so. Yeah. So Nash has got Goldberg in the corner, and he's doing one of his moves. There he's measuring the elbow.
Yeah.
So.
Signature Nash.
Yeah. And then here's the other one, using those long legs to his advantage.
I always kind of like this move.
Oh, Goldberg taking him down. Yeah. And Nash covers up. That's kind of the nice thing about Goldberg is that he brought some level of the MMA craze back then. Oh, and
look at armbar.
Wow.
What's Nash doing?
And then Goldberg going for a knee slice.
Nash took one Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu lesson.
Yep.
That's what they taught
him. Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I don't think I've ever seen Nash go for an armbar.
Yeah, that was a move. I've never seen him do a move. Like an actual, honest-to-goodness wrestling move. I mean, he plays the Giant. Goldberg going low, going high. From reports of a lot of different wrestlers, Goldberg hurt just about everybody he worked with too.
Yeah, you can see how stiff he is. I mean,
Yeah,
even these punches.
yeah,
Great sell by Nash, landed right on his ass.
yep. And Goldberg, honestly, not too clear on what he should be doing.
Yeah,
Oh, Nash grabbing him by the crotch and then throwing him headfirst into the second turnbuckle, which,
nice little clever move by old Big Sexy.
yep. And Goldberg actually selling. That's the kind of nice thing about going up against a superstar, though, was that Goldberg would have to sell.
Right.
And so he did.
Now Goldberg looks kind of lost here.
He does. Oh, ducks under the big boot and gets a kind of spear.
Awful sell by Nash.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely atrocious.
Do you think he did that on purpose?
Just to make Goldberg look weak.
Yeah.
Maybe. Especially with how stiff Goldberg is. Now he's selling the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
After effect, but the spear itself.
He didn't take it well.
Not good.
Yeah. I think some of that also is that they were a bit out of position. And again, such a small ring. Oh, low blow.
Little dick punch.
Did you hear Triple H talk about his match with Mick Foley? One of the ones that you and I both love. And he says, you know, sometimes there's an art to taking a shot to the balls, and sometimes you just end up taking a shot to the balls.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, especially, and you know, the thing is that nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see a dick punch in every match.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah.
Even the gals are doing falcon punches.
Nash with the side slam and
Can't even get him out.
yeah.
Struggle.
Now whose fault is that one?
That looks like Goldberg playing dead weight.
Dead ass, yeah. Yeah, I think Nash is calling it. I mean, that's why he's leaning over like that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh, he looked like he wanted to give that one to him.
Yeah, no kidding. Nice little knee behind the ear.
That one looked like he had an intent.
Going for the elbow smash.
And now here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
That mark, a smart mark, but still a mark. Just watching Goldberg take this much punishment was super rare.
It really was.
This made Nash, I mean, even up to this point.
Yeah.
This makes Nash look. He's getting a real shine.
Yeah, he is. He's believable. It's possible that he could beat Goldberg. Like, he stands a chance.
And it's one of those things where it's like, it made sense. You look at Nash and you're like, yeah, this guy should have a chance.
That's true. Yeah, Nash is totally calling this match. Now, the thing I would point out here, one, is Nash's outfit never did him any favors, I think. He has such an amazing chest. Right. But with that singlet on underneath the pants, you focus on his gut. And he doesn't even have much of a gut, but because of the way it works, it de-emphasizes his chest and it kind of makes his belly look bigger. And now he's going, see, this is nice. He's picking a body part. He's going for Goldberg's kidneys. Oh, Goldberg can't have that for too long.
Goldberg's like, can't have that.
Yeah, mule kick. And now he's going to obviously send Nash into the, Nash with the reversal. Elbow to the throat.
Goldberg like he did not want to go into the rope.
Yeah.
And then he didn't sell the elbow.
Yeah.
So, Nash is like, okay, you were supposed to go down. Now I'm going to hit you with a stiff clothesline.
Yep. Nash going.
Nash is calling the match.
Yep. Ooh, Goldberg with I don't know what that's called. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was, almost twist of fate-ish.
Yeah. Now, ooh.
That's pure power.
Yeah. What I liked about Goldberg is he always would pull the leg anytime he'd pin a guy.
Yeah, unbelievable pinfall.
Yeah. And then
when he hit him with some, okay.
I call that the retirer.
That's a kick to Bret Hart's career.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks great,
though. It does. It looks believable.
I see Bret Hart's career end.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Oh, remember he used to do this one?
Yeah, power slam, but like tuck the guy a little bit.
Yeah, it was like a tombstone power slam.
Yeah. I like that Nash is. See, here's the problem I have with this. Nash should be doing this to Goldberg, not the other way around.
Right.
Goldberg's strength is his endurance and his strength and all that. So if we're to believe that Nash has a chance, Goldberg with some actual athleticism in his first move in his first match, I think I recall him doing a what do you call it? Oh, there's Disco Inferno.
So Disco, they send Disco out there, and he's ragged all like a bitch.
Yep. Disco should have been. Oh,
Oh,
takes this
now
spear.
Disco takes a fucking
Yep.
stiff.
And
Now
then
we got is that Bam Bam
that's
Bigelow?
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Was he in the Wolfpack?
No, so this was kind of how he had his coming out party. He was the Beast from the East, um, and
I'm getting word that my mic is off.
yeah, Johnny's getting word that his mic is off.
Couldn't hear me the whole time.
That's the thing is I can hear you and I see the audio levels coming up. By the way, Scott Hall just came in. No one can hear you. God damn it! Oh, this is killing me, Smalls.
The best.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so yeah, and that killed the finish. It might as well have. God damn it.
Tell him what I'm saying, Damian. Tell him what I'm saying.
All right, so what Johnny's saying here is that Scott Hall comes in dressed up like security and zaps Goldberg. Nash doesn't see it, so good booking on their part. And yeah, Johnny, you're absolutely right. Kevin's doing a good job of playing that he didn't know, so he thinks that he actually beat Goldberg.
Right.
So,
He thinks he won clean.
yeah. Yes,
Tell him I said that.
yes, Johnny, he does think he won clean. So. I feel like Kim Chi and you're Kamala right now. So
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, King.
Johnny agrees with my assessment that I am Kim Chi to his Kamala right now. God damn it.
Well, I'm sorry no one heard this.
Johnny and I are both sorry that no one heard this. And yes, Johnny, you're right. Goldberg is doing a shit job of getting out of the ring, and Nash is playing a little bit of confusion. So here we go with the replay. Johnny, I'll let you call this. Oh no, I won't.
Oh, we got all these comments too.
God damn it.
No one's heard anything Johnny has said this whole time. That's so funny.
Oh God. Okay, so yeah, there's Scott Hall looking like event staff with a shock stick. And here we go with the. Damn, Nash just lets you fall from 7 feet up.
Yeah. Oh, not that anybody can hear me, but
I'll relay it back to him. Don't worry.
that power bomb that he hits on Goldberg is wicked.
The power bomb that he hits on Goldberg is wicked.
He gets him way up.
He gets him way up there. God damn it. Well, this is going to make the next week's show all kinds of weird because I was going to have Marcel Marceau join us. So, goddamn. All right. So, Johnny, for the folks at home who can read lips off your bearded face, what would you rank this match at?
I would give this a 3 stars.
Johnny would give this 3 stars.
3 stars.
Yep.
And the reason I would give it 3 stars.
And the reason he would give it 3 stars is
because it felt like a big match.
Because it felt like a big match.
And I thought even though it was kind of a weird interference move.
Even though it was a weird interference move.
Still got to make Nash still comes off looking strong, and Goldberg looks like he ends up getting screwed.
Nash came off looking strong, and Goldberg ended up looking screwed. I would agree with you about all those things, but I would only put it at a 2.5. And here's why. So many sloppy spots, so much non-selling, so much of these guys not giving to each other that it absolutely took me out of the match. So, yeah. But I agree with you, though. It felt like a big match, and it felt like Goldberg should have been doing Uh, it felt like Goldberg stood a chance to lose legit. And it felt like they frankly rushed it. And if they'd had 5 more minutes of Nash shining on him, then the zappy zappy by Scott Hall would have been better, because then Nash is like, I had him beat. What are you doing? Because promos that came after, yeah, Johnny agrees. Promos that came after Scott basically said, I don't know what's going through, Nash said, I don't know what's going through Scott's mind. He thinks he's helping, but he's not. Like, he said that, and I thought that was great. So, but, God damn it. Shit. Oh, man. All right. Johnny loves us. Loves you all. Johnny, tell them where they can donate so that we can get production value.
No one can hear it.
Yeah, that's true.
Can anybody hear it?
No one can hear it.
Terrible.
Yeah. So go ahead and donate to at Johnny Taylor on Venmo. And where is it on PayPal? I'll tell them.
Johnny Taylor at about.me.
Johnny Taylor at about.me. So donate there. We clearly need the money, so that we can get a producer worth of shit besides me. God damn it! I see your audio bouncing up too. Like, there's no reason that it shouldn't be working.
That's so weird. I wonder what happened.
Johnny says it's so weird. He wonders what happened. So feel free to shoot us messages as to how to make it go. OBS said it was working.
We're looking for a producer.
We are looking for a producer.
Anybody can produce this via third-party proxy site. We have amazing ideas.
We really do. Yeah. John. Oh, I should probably say what you just said, because no one can fucking hear that. This is our audition for a producer. So if anybody is really into wrestling and can hook us up with good production, where you could hear the two of us at the very minimum, or get the video up in the middle, that would be even better. We have amazing ideas. As you heard from my half of the conversation, we had a really good conversation tonight. You should have heard it on my end, though, because Johnny was just dropping nuggets of wisdom.
It might have been my best show.
Yeah, Johnny says it was clearly his best show, and I happen to agree. It's kind of like that Caribbean strap match with Savio Vega and Stone Cold when the generator went out in South Carolina. Same kind of thing, just
This is just like the very the in your house.
yeah.
The lights went out.
Yeah, this is the in your house when the lights went out. That's exactly what it is.
We're not going to record the next night at
Right. We're not going to record the next night at Superstars
Superstars taping.
taping. So the next week, hopefully the sound will be working. Otherwise, it's embarrassing. So, Johnny, do you have a match in mind, or am I picking it?
You can pick this next one.
Okay, I'll pick this next match. A match like this needs to be followed by something really good and not from the same era. I'm going to say we're going to watch Shawn versus Kurt Angle from WrestleMania 21. An amazing match. Yeah, on an amazing card. It might be probably one of the best WrestleMania cards there is. So, yeah. All right, folks. So, for calling it in the ring, and for Johnny Taylor, who is saying whatever he wants and y'all can't hear him, I'm Damian Harmony. You guys have a great night.